Hey, this is Apibal. Nattawat. I am divinity. Still kind of hard to get used to that. Divinity. I am divinity. Anyway, it is 7:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, February 22nd, 2015. 222. What? So, another Fifth Dimension news feed came through, and of course this one again happens at around 6 o'clock time frame. It started around 6:36, maybe 6:35, I don't know, because I was taking a shower after my yoga, and it started as I was starting my shower, and I didn't feel like getting out of the shower to look at the time or like write it down and all that, so I just kind of like let it roam through in my head. So I said that it came into being at approximately from 6:36 to 6:52. Yeah, something like that. And this one I'm gonna call it being alive equals gratitude equals God. And as I was writing it down after I got out of the shower, I find interesting how it looks like a musical like graph, or like a note, or like a sonic, what do they call them, like in music or in like those devices that measure sounds wave, like the wave graph of like sounds or light or like a frequency. So I find it interesting, it's like a sine wave frequency as I wrote it down. And at first I was kind of questioning it, like if I can actually explain what I mean by the writing here. But let me read first and I'll go through my personal interpretation. Being alive, it is not an accident. It is not a coincidence. It is not happening for a reason. There is no reason to figure out. It is not about a life lesson one must learn. It is not the suffering or the pain. It is as divinely guided. It is about the beat in one's heart. It is the breath one takes in each beat. It is the power of synchronicity. It is the gratitude of one's journey. It is about the spirit. It is the force. It is faith. It is love. God. Now, being alive is really about being joyful, being happy, being in the state of awake aliveness, not being like a zombie state, not being like the unawakened state where you just do things in your daily life but you feel disconnected. You know, you feel like that disconnection and not really feeling alive, like feeling like every day when they like you just wake up to go to work and then just do all these mundane tasks like an animal. So being alive is like you feeling alive, seeing everything around you. Or I see everything around me as alive, connected, like everything has a meaning. Everything has a meaning. Being alive is that everything has a meaning. Right? So it's not an accident. It's not a coincidence. Like everything that happens is not an accident. It's not a coincidence. Like it's not like, oh, that happened because it's like, oh, it's a coincidence. There's a meaning. There's a meaning behind it. Right? And there is no reason to figure out. The reason is not that I or anybody should not try to figure out why their life happened the way it is. You know, because it does help to know the pattern or to connect the dot as to what is the purpose, the meaning, right? The purpose is about the purpose, right? Or the meaning behind what is going on in the path that you are on. Like, you know, for me, I always knew what was my purpose, or what was the meaning behind my years of drug use, is to understand that world completely inside and out, and hopefully able to help others get out of it. And not only that, it also helped open up certain world to me that I never knew existed in this life. And okay, so that would be an example, right? And it is not about a life lesson one must learn. It's just because there are so many lessons to learn. Because once you learn one lesson, you go on to the next lesson. It's never ending lessons. So to be focusing on, oh, what is my life lesson? Well, you know, there's a lot to learn. And it's just a journey. It's about the journey. It's about the journey. It's not about the lesson. You know, you don't focus on the lesson. Right? And it's not about the suffering or the pain, again, because suffering is part of existence. Pain is part of existence. Pain lets you know you are alive. Just like every other aspect of feelings, of emotions, you know. So when people are trying to get away from pain and suffering so much, when I focus on suffering and the pain that I go through, I lose the sight on the journey, on the joy of the struggle. And it is as divinely guided, because everything is divinely guided when I choose to be connected. When I choose to be connected, I can see that my life is divinely guided, and I can choose to participate in the guide. I can choose to participate with the guide and have a much more enjoyable life journey. It is about the beat in one's heart. It is the breath one takes in each beat. Because the heart is basically the soul. The soul body, the soul. And the lung, the breath, is the spirit, the energy. And everything in this physical realm, the universe, the air, the energy that surrounds us, is actually pulsate. Pulsate. It beats like a heartbeat. And it breathes like lungs. There's a rhythm, just like our heart and our lungs breathing. It is in the power of synchronicity. Again, it's basically go back to being divinely guided. Once I am connected and choose to open my eyes to all that is, I will see the power of synchronicity in everything that I do in little moments that is there to connect me, to guide me, to provide me with what I need along the way. And it is the gratitude of one's journey, because gratitude is a high vibration frequency. And being in gratitude of one's journey allows one to just feel alive, to go through the life, go through everyday journey, and not focus on the low frequency of little mundane things, like maybe like jealousy of somebody else that has something that I may not have, or have a journey that I don't have. Instead of me being jealous, I can be gratitude of my own journey and being grateful of those people's journey, and get to learn from that journey, and maybe something can be applied to my journey when I'm in the state of gratitude. In the state of gratitude of my journey allows me to be inspired by others' life journey, and for me to know that my life can inspire others. To be in gratitude of my journey allows me to go through the pain. I may go through pain and fear, but I know that it's just a moment for me to experience it. If I'm grateful for the pain and the suffering and those low moments in my life where I cry on the floor, but if I'm grateful for those moments, then when I'm out of it, maybe an hour later I can look back and like, oh, that was something. That was such an experience. It's like, what did I gain from that? I made it through. I made it through that down moment. I'm a stronger person now. What did I gain from it? See, gratitude. It is about the spirit. The spirit is everything, right? The spirit is the energy that drives all life force. The spirit is, you can call it the spirit, the gravity. Let's just go with the spirit is gravity. It's what glues us all together. It is the force. The force is the power. It comes from the spirit. It is faith. Because faith allows me to live my life alive, like an awakened being. Because these eyes do not allow me to see life as is. These eyes, if I don't look at it through the eyes of faith, becomes the eyes of the me, the eyes of the ego, that want to see the world through my own eyes. And the longer that I sit in that eyes, the more disconnected I become, the more of a sleep I become. And it is love. Because love is about everything. Love is the passion that keeps all of us going. Because we want to be loved. Because we want to love others. We want to feel love. We want to experience love. All beings want to experience what love is. But not all beings understand what divine love is. What true love is. What giving love is. That's a topic from a different topic. And lastly, God cannot be alive without God. Cannot ascend and transcend time and space without God. Yeah. People who do not know God or believe in God just think that they will just die and cease to be the moment that this body no longer contains them. See, they choose death over eternal life with God. Isn't that funny? So being alive, or eternally alive, in the end, you must at the very least know God. Believe in God, if not know God. But got to first believe in God to know God. If you don't believe in something, it's not going to exist for you. If you don't believe in love, you're not going to experience love. If you don't believe in happiness, you're not gonna experience happiness. If you don't believe that Garden of Eden exists, you're not gonna see it. Anyway, I just want to do the video for this one now because it is a light and loving and unhappy free writing, fifth dimensional news feed that I get to write. Haven't been writing a lot of them in this way. This past 2 months it has been about the preparation, and it has wear me down, and I'm sure people that have read them. So this one is a little happier, nicer, so I want to share it right away. And of course, it really, I would say that it really inspired by the labyrinth that I got to walk today after church. And of course, God, everything that I write like this really is from God, and just from God. Like I just like this one has like the way it's like shaped like a freaking graph. Jeez, it's like art, divine art. Even I can't do that, And it's amazing how it just happened within like several minutes, just come together. Every time that I write these things, just come into being. Yeah, and of course it's a combination of everything that has been happening to me and people around me this past several months. This is Nattawat people, Nathaniel Artemis Shepherd, Net 9450.